everybody, I'm Leora Sims. Welcome to my channel, and welcome to another Lotso case. This week I decided to build a community space. Community spaces came with the Sims 4 Eco Lifestyle. And they can be tricky because they have different requirements. And if you exit build mode, it will give you a message and it will say, are you sure you want to exit? This slot is incomplete. And sometimes if you say yes, that you want to exit, a screen will come on that says building lot. And sometimes it will build over what you already built. One part of this build, I found I had to rebuild because it was deleted. Luckily, I was able to do it fast. So you must know what type of community space you want to build. And I would suggest that you know this before you get in here and you start building. Because if you change the community lot space type, that can get a little tricky. What I was doing when this happened to me was I was trying to make sure that I had all of the requirements, and I never built a community space before, so I had no idea what those requirements were. So I was reading everything very carefully, and that's what happened to me. So my advice to you is that you do what I do now. I make all of my community spaces generic lots first. Then I save the generic lot to my library. That way it's safe and it's saved. Then I play around with what community lot space I want it to be. And then I take the generic lot, place it back in my game, and categorize it as the community lot type that I want it to be. In this case, for my first community lot space, I decided to build a maker's station for one of my Let's Plays. It's actually called in-game a maker's space, but I like to call it a maker's station. This maker's space was built on a 40 by 30 lot space in Oasis Springs, specifically on the lot where Johnny Zest lives when you first load up Oasis Springs. For this makerspace, you need the base game, and you need the Sims 4 Eco Lifestyle Expansion Pack. That's it. So far, I have only done 2 builds using Eco Lifestyle, so I was very curious to see some of the new things that I haven't seen yet. And this was one of them. This wall decoration that's on the building, I saw it, I loved it, and I placed it on the building thinking that I was going to remove it right away, but it looked good and it looked like it fit. Then I found this rust-colored wallpaper. I was looking for this rust-colored wallpaper because I believe one of the townies, when you first open the game, lives in a home that was this rust color. And I was so interested to know what that rust color was because I knew that it wasn't base game. And I wanted to find it. And I did. I found it underneath miscellaneous. So it's a miscellaneous wallpaper. And it comes in several different colors, but this is my favorite one. But this build is not all rust colored. It's rust colored at the front, and that's about it. It also has this brownish coloring on the sides. I think it came out very nicely. At first, the whole building was this brownish, this light brownish color that is very eco-friendly. And then at the last minute, I decided to cover the front with some rust. And I think that it was a great idea because now I know where it is and I know where I can find it. Besides the fact that I think it looks very nice. And if I hadn't found this rust-colored wallpaper, I wouldn't have kept this wall decoration up on the building. But I think it gives it some character. Walking up to this fenced-in area, you probably see that I use some lighter sand. That was because I accidentally used a terrain paint that I didn't want to use, and I had to cover it up, but it turned out very nicely. And this enclosed area I'm very proud of. There's a fence with some half walls. There's also some rust-colored wallpaper on the half wall. And I used a brown flooring, a light brown flooring for the enclosure, and a nice fence and gate that I don't think I ever used before, from the base game, by the way. And here in this enclosure you have a recycling machine, and you have a juice making machine. When your sim walks into Naboo Maker Station, this is what you will see. Very simple brown wallpaper, Here is a community voting board, a kids activity table. These community lots have things that are required and things that are optional. And I didn't want this particular maker station to have an easel, but I wanted this particular maker station to have. Oh, I'm sorry. It's required that it has a activity table, I believe. So I had to put the activity table there. So here is the first room. It's very simple. It's spacious. Has some nice wood flooring that I have used before, but I use it in a different color. Then you walk through this archway. I think it's a metal archway. And over here you have some nice new yellow wallpaper. I didn't even realize that this was yellow wallpaper. I thought it was orange when I first started to build with it. The bathrooms are very simple. They're just here because they had to be here. The walls down slightly. I use this tile. It's a very nice tile, I think. And here's a sink that came with Eco Lifestyle and a toilet that came with Eco Lifestyle. And this bathroom is almost identical. It may not be identical in size, but it's pretty much identical. So let me put the walls up. You go through this archway to the side of one of the bathroom doors, and this is what you will find. And you see the metal on the archway. Here's some gray wall covering. I was very surprised, but I really like the gray. It's gray and it's silver-ish. And this is a metal flooring. Metal is very fire resistant. And here are two fabrication stations, which is a requirement for a makerspace. And here is a door. This door comes in a lot of different swatches, but I went with the gray swatch, and it just goes outside, and it looks black on this side. And that's it for the simple inside, but I have more to show you on the outside. So here is a trash can, which of course is a requirement for the maker's community space. And over here is another fenced in area that's similar, but this is circular. And here are two candle making stations. And I used metal flooring because of the fire resistance. And I really like the way this build came out. It's unlike anything I ever built before. As far as some of the shapes. And the way the fences are just attached to the building. And it was important to me that this build have an indoor space and an outdoor space. I think in gameplay it will look rather busy. And I believe, yes, I put a dumpster at the end of the lot. 2 dumpsters to be exact. So this is a place where your sim can dumpster dive when there is garbage here. There is no garbage here at the moment, so your sim cannot dumpster dive. Or my sim cannot dumpster dive right now. But once that dumpster gets filled up, they can. And that is Naboo Maker's Station. Why did I call this station Naboo Maker Station? Because I started a Star Wars series on my channel. Now I'm going to show you what this build looks like during the different times of day. Then I'm going to show you the roof. So here is the lot in the afternoon light. Here is the evening light. Here is the night light. Here is the morning light. Let me go back to afternoon. I also did different things with the roof than I'm used to doing as well. So there is the roof. And I did use some roof covering from the base game and new roof covering from the Eco Lifestyle Pack. And I thought that this was one of the best roofs that I have ever done. It looks like a roof, and it's different, and I use different shapes. And roofing is one of the hardest things for me to do, so I'm very proud of this. And again, this is called Naboo Maker's Station, and my name on the gallery is Leora18. I hope that you enjoy Naboo Maker's Station in your game, and that you enjoyed this video. Be happy, healthy, and stay safe. Thanks for watching.